In the summer of 1989, television audiences saddled up for one of the greatest Western sagas ever filmed, Lonesome Dove. Larry McMurtry's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel was brought to life as a 4-part CBS miniseries directed by Simon Windsor, produced by Suzanne de Passé, and scripted by Bill Whitliff. It followed retired Texas Rangers Augustus, Gus, McCrae and Woodrow F. Call as they led a cattle drive from the Rio Grande to the uncharted Montana Territory, a journey of friendship, loss, love, betrayal, and the slow death of the Old West. Shot on location in Texas, New Mexico, and Montana, the miniseries combined breathtaking landscapes with intimate character work. It earned 18 Emmy nominations and 7 wins, including Outstanding Miniseries, Directing, and Writing, 2 Golden Globes, and a Peabody Award. It remains one of the most acclaimed television events in history and helped revive the Western genre for a new generation. At its core were towering performances from a dream cast, Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones as the two old friends who defined loyalty and stoicism, supported by an ensemble of future legends and seasoned character actors. Tonight we honor the top main cast members from classic rankings, exploring their real names, ages during the 1989 shoot, the roles they brought to unforgettable life, their contributions to the epic's emotional depth, career highlights, awards, personal stories, and the legacy they helped create on that long, lonesome trail. So mount up, partners. The Hat Creek Cattle Company is ready to ride. Robert Duvall as Augustus, Gus, McCrae. For episodes, 1989. The Soul of Lonesome Dove, Robert Duvall as Captain Augustus McCrae. Born January 5, 1931, in San Diego, California, Duvall was 58 during production, a perfect age to embody a man who has lived hard, loved deeply, and still has poetry in his soul. Gus is the talkative, philosophical half of the Hat Creek partnership, witty, womanizing, whiskey-loving, yet profoundly wise and loyal. Duvall's performance is a miracle of charm, melancholy, and quiet tragedy. Every monologue, every grin, every glance carries the weight of a man who knows the West is ending. His final ride, hat raised high, dying in the Montana grass, is one of television's most iconic images. Duvall already had an Oscar for Best Actor, Tender Mercies, 1983, and nominations for The Godfather, 1972, Apocalypse Now, 1979, The Great Santini, 1980, and The Apostle, 1997. For Lonesome Dove he won a Golden Globe for Best Actor, Miniseries and an Emmy nomination. Later triumphs, The Apostle, writer, director/star, Get Low, 2010, The Judge, 2014. Married 4 times, longtime partner Luciana Pedraza since 2005. In his mid-90s, as of 2026, Duvall remains active in philanthropy and occasional film work. His Gus McCrae is widely regarded as the greatest Western character ever portrayed on screen, larger than life, yet achingly human. Tommy Lee Jones as Woodrow F. Call. For episodes, 1989. The iron-willed counterpoint, Tommy Lee Jones as Captain Woodrow F. Call. Born September 15, 1946, in San Saba, Texas, Tommy Lee was 42 to 43, a native Texan playing the ultimate stoic Texan. Call is the silent, duty-bound half of the partnership, ruthless with outlaws, tender with his son Newt, haunted by the code he lives by. Jones brings granite-faced intensity and buried emotion, his rare smiles feel like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. The contrast with Duvall's Gus is perfect, one talks to fill the silence, the other lets silence do the talking. Jones earned an Emmy nomination for Call and later won Best Supporting Actor Oscar for The Fugitive, 1993. Career highlights, No Country for Old Men, 2007, Lincoln, 2012, Ad Astra, 2019. Married 3 times, 3 children. In his late 70s, 2026, he continues directing and acting. His Call is the archetype of the strong, silent cowboy, unbreakable, yet cracked by grief. Danny Glover as Joshua Dietz. For episodes, 1989. The wise, loyal tracker, Danny Glover as Joshua Dietz. Born July 22, 1946, in San Francisco, Danny was 42 to 43. Dietz is the gentle, observant black cowboy, expert tracker, storyteller, moral compass of the outfit. Glover's performance is understated yet radiant. His death scene is one of the miniseries' most heartbreaking moments. Glover starred in the Lethal Weapon series, The Color Purple, 1985, Predator 2, 1990. Later directed Just a Dream and produced socially conscious films. Activist for human rights. In his late 70s, 2026, he remains a respected elder statesman of cinema. Dietz is one of the most dignified and beloved black characters in Western history. Diane Lane as Lorena Wood. For episodes, 1989. The resilient prostitute with a heart of iron, Diane Lane as Lorena Wood. Born January 22, 1965, in New York City, Diane was 24. Lorena begins as Blue Duck's captive, abused and broken, then finds strength and love on the trail. Lane's performance is raw, vulnerable, and ultimately triumphant, earning her an Emmy nomination. Lane's career, The Outsiders, 1983, Unfaithful, 2002, Golden Globe nom, Under the Tuscan Sun, 2003, House of Cards. Married to Josh Brolin, 2004 to 2013. In her early 60s, 2026, she continues starring in prestige projects. Lorena remains one of the most complex female roles in Western television. Robert Urich as Jake Spoon. For episodes, 1989. The charming turncoat, Robert Urich as Jake Spoon. Born December 19, 1946, in Toronto, Ohio, Robert was 42. Jake is the affable ex-ranger who falls in with outlaws and seals his fate. Urich's warmth makes Jake's betrayal sting all the more. Urich starred in Vega Dollar, Spencer, For Hire, The Lazarus Syndrome. Passed April 16, 2002, at 55, synovial cell sarcoma. His Jake is a tragic reminder of how easily good men go wrong. Frederic Forrest as Blue Duck. For episodes, 1989. The terrifying renegade, Frederic Forrest as Blue Duck. Born December 23, 1936, in Waxahachie, Texas, Frederic was 52. Blue Duck is a Comanche outlaw, brutal, charismatic, fearless. Forrest's performance is chillingly magnetic. Forrest, The Conversation, 1974, Apocalypse Now, 1979, Valley Girl, 1983. Passed June 23, 2024, at 87. Blue Duck is one of the most memorable villains in Western lore. D.B. Sweeney as Dish Boggett. For episodes, 1989. The lovesick cowboy, D.B. Sweeney as Dish Boggett. Born November 14, 1961, in Syracuse, New York, D.B. was 27 to 28. Dish pines for Lorena, rides with quiet devotion. Sweeney's earnestness makes Dish the heart of the younger outfit. Sweeney, The Cutting Edge, 1992, Fire in the Sky, 1993. In his mid-60s, 2026, he directs and acts. Ricky Schroeder as Newt Dobbs. For episodes, 1989. The orphaned boy who finds family, Ricky Schroeder as Newt Dobbs. Born April 13, 1970, in Staten Island, New York, Ricky was 19. Newt grows from insecure boy to capable cowboy, earning Call's unspoken pride. Schroeder's vulnerability is touching. Schroeder, now Rick Schroeder Silver Spoons, NYPD Blue, Emmy nom 1998. In his mid-50s, 2026, he continues acting and ranching. Anjelica Huston as Clara Allen. For episodes, 1989. The strong-willed ranch widow, Anjelica Huston as Clara Allen. Born July 8, 1951, in Santa Monica, California, Anjelica was 38. Clara is Gus's old love, intelligent, independent, fiercely protective. Huston's regal presence elevates every scene. Huston won Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Prizzi's Honor, 1985, nominated again for The Grifters, 1990. In her mid-70s, 2026, she directs and acts. Chris Cooper as July Johnson. For episodes, 1989. The Earnest Sheriff, Chris Cooper as July Johnson. Born July 9, 1951, in Kansas City, Missouri, Chris was 38. July's dogged pursuit of Blue Duck ends in heartbreak. Cooper's quiet intensity shines. Cooper won Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Adaptation, 2002. In his mid-70s, 2026, he remains a character acting legend. Timothy Scott as P.I. Parker. For episodes, 1989. The loyal, simple-minded hand, Timothy Scott as P.I. Parker. Born July 17, 1937, in Detroit, Michigan, Timothy was 52. P.I.'s innocence and devotion provide comic relief and heart. Scott in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Right Stuff. Passed June 4, 1995, at 57. Glenn Headley as Elmira Boot Johnson. For episodes, 1989. The Restless Wife, Glenn Headley as Elmira Boot Johnson. Born March 13, 1955, in New London, Connecticut, Glenn was 34. Elmira's tragic quest adds pathos. Headley's warmth is heartbreaking. Headley in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, 1988, Dick Tracy, 1990. Passed June 8, 2017, at 62, breast cancer complications. Barry Corbin as Roscoe Brown. For episodes, 1989. The Bumbling Deputy, Barry Corbin as Roscoe Brown. Born October 16, 1940, in Lubbock, Texas, Barry was 48 to 49. Roscoe's comic incompetence turns tragic. Corbin's drawl is perfect. Corbin in Urban Cowboy, No Country for Old Men, Yellowstone. In his mid-80s, 2026, still working. William Sanderson as Lippy Jones. For episodes, 1989. The Piano-Playing Cook, William Sanderson as Lippy Jones. Born January 10, 1934, in Memphis, Tennessee, William was 55. Lippy's harmonica and optimism lighten the trail. Sanderson, Newhart, Larry, Deadwood. In his early 90s, 2026, semi-retired. Barry Tubb as Jasper Fant. For episodes, 1989. The Young Cowboy, Barry Tubb as Jasper Fant. Born February 13, 1960, in Snyder, Texas, Barry was 29. Jasper's earnestness represents the next generation. Tubb in The Legend of Billie Jean, Revenge. Continues acting and ranching. Gavin O'Herlihy as Dan Suggs. For episodes, 1989. The Murderous Outlaw, Gavin O'Herlihy as Dan Suggs. Born April 29, 1954, in Dublin, Ireland, Gavin was 35. Suggs is brutal and unrepentant. O'Herlihy's menace is chilling. O'Herlihy in Never Say Never Again, Red Scorpion. Passed April 2023 at 68. Steve Buscemi as Luke. For episodes, 1989. The Young Outlaw, Steve Buscemi as Luke. Born December 13, 1957, in Brooklyn, New York, Steve was 31 to 32. Luke is part of Suggs' gang, Nervous, Doomed. Early glimpse of Buscemi's quirky intensity. Buscemi, Reservoir Dogs, Fargo, Boardwalk Empire, Emmy. In his late 60s, 2026, still iconic. Frederic Coffin as Big 2. For episodes, 1989. The Hulking Outlaw, Frederic Coffin as Big 2. Born January 16, 1943, in Detroit, Michigan, Frederic was 46. Big Two's physical presence adds menace to Suggs' gang. Coffin in Hard to Kill, L.A. Law. Passed July 31, 2009, at 66. As the last cattle cross into Montana and the last campfire dies, Lonesome Dove leaves us with the ache of a world that is passing. Gus rides off into legend, Call stares at the horizon alone, and the trail behind them is littered with graves and broken dreams. Yet the story endures because it is about friendship that outlasts death, about holding to a code when the world no longer honors it. This cast, Duvall's poetic Gus, Jones's granite Call, Glover's noble Dietz, Lane's resilient Lorena. And every hand on the drive, gave us something rare, a western that feels like literature brought to life. Many have left the trail: Glenn Headley in 2017, Gavin O'Herlihy in 2023, Timothy Scott in 1995, Robert Urich in 2002. But their performances ride on in every rewatch, every conversation about what makes a man, or a story, great. Thank you for riding this long trail with us. If Gus and Call stirred something in your heart, subscribe now for more deep dives into the greatest westerns, miniseries, and performances that shaped our imagination. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, let's keep the campfire burning. Until we meet again on another trail. Goodbye, old friend.